Welcome to MetalVice in 666. I'm your host, Brian, joined the other host,
Karen.
And we are wearing our Christmas sweaters because we are doing another Christmas in July.
Yeah, this is going to be quick because it's hot.
We're also recording this in July. We did this the last 3 or 4 years.
We said we're going to do it in winter next year.
We did, yeah. So maybe next year we'll do it in winter when it's cold and just get this banked up for July. But time for another Christmas in July episode. And the main topic today is about merch, because Christmas is you buy a bunch of shit that you don't need, because why the fuck not just go with society and buy.
Right.
So the thought here was, initially I got the thought during the Death Clock show we saw in Iowa, where I was like, they played their Duncan Hill's coffee jingle and whatnot. And it made me think again that I really, really want their coffee mugs that they have in the TV show. And I've looked online and there's one Etsy shop that has them and they're really not that good. But I would really like those mugs. I would like those mugs for my tea when I drink tea and whatnot. And it made me think, what other merch is out there that we want to see that doesn't exist? We were talking about this, how we want to do this. Do we want to do merch that doesn't exist that we would like, that we wish that existed, or just do merch that we think would be really cool if all bands had? Because not all bands have sort of the same merch. Or when we go to merch tables, what do we like to get, or what do we look for? So that's what this is going to be about. Merch we want to see at merch stands when we go up there, the type of merch we like to get, as well as any kind of merch that we would like to see that doesn't exist yet. So obviously, like I said, the coffee mugs were one for me. Another one is...
So when you say coffee mugs, do you just want the Duncan Hill's coffee mug, or bands to have coffee mugs?
The Duncan Hill Metalocalypse coffee mugs. Because they all had a unique coffee mug for each member of the band in Duncan Hill.
I got it.
So I want those ones, but as a ceramic mug.
Okay. Sorry, my brain didn't go to specific band, specific song, specific, that sort of thing merch. It was more what would be nice if bands had this?
Yeah, it could be. But
okay. That's what I was asking. Because you said coffee mug, but you want that specific coffee mug.
I want that specific coffee mug. It doesn't necessarily need to be that granular or whatnot. Because another thing I would like to see that doesn't exist yet is Super 7, the toy company or whatnot. They do these 8-inch action figures or something. And they've done them a few times. There's one of Papa from Ghost. I think there's a couple versions of that. Cliff Burton, they've done one of him, as well as the Slayer mascot type person. I think they have a couple of other people, maybe. I can't remember. But I would like to see more of those for other band members, including a drummer.
Because you need a drummer.
You do. I want to make a whole band here. So I've got the bassist, I've got the singer, and I've got the mascot. I need a guitarist and I need a drummer, at least. I think they have a Lemmy one, but I already have a bassist with Cliff. But I could get Lemmy and have two bassists. Why not? I don't know. Anywho, I'd like to see more of those. I'd like a drummer like Lars, or even Joey with Joey's massive fucking kit.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, one thing I always wanted as a kid with my toys and my action figures and whatnot that I never had the money to get was sort of the play sets, the massive sort of cityscape or the massive vehicle they all come in. So again, you can tackle Metalocalypse and you get the death bike. You can have that, and I can put them all in this death bike and drive that around. I also would like possibly just a stage, because one thing all my friends had was the WWF sort of wrestling ring.
Wrestling thing, yeah.
I just had the figures. I didn't have the ring. So having a stage that you can then put these people on and do a fake little concert going on, I think that'd be awesome.
So around back to the beginning last year, there was a thing on Instagram that I saw, probably on TikTok, but I saw it on Instagram, that was how to build a stage. And then they built Ozzy on stage.
With Legos?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lego kits would be another really good one of because a Lego kit of Ozzy, or just little minifigures of all these different rockers and metalheads and whatnot. There's somebody on Instagram who does he makes his own, and you buy this piece, buy this piece, buy this piece, and you can make your own little set.
Yeah, you
buy
buy all the sets and stuff, and then take the pieces from them.
Yeah, or you can buy the pieces individually, which you can do a lot of times. So
I didn't know that.
You can, yeah. Which I was all right, that's kind of cool. I need to look into that some more. Is there any merch that when you go up to a table, for instance, at a band or at a show, is there merch that you specifically look for or would like to see more often than not?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of bands have a lot of the merch that I think of, but I guess, sorry, I wasn't prepared for this conversation to go this way. So, I was thinking more patches. Every band should have patches, which they don't always.
Yeah.
Stickers is a big one, especially a cheap way to sell something, or like just give away a sticker when you're buying something. I think hats are cool. Beanie hats are cool.
Beanies, yeah.
Hats are fine. I guess like a baseball hat.
We're not really hat wearers.
We're not
We have a
necessarily.
lot of fucking hats that we've
Yeah.
acquired over the years, but we really don't wear them.
We don't really
often.
wear them. Like we'll wear them like when we go to like the festivals and stuff like that, but otherwise not really.
The patches I agree with. As you said, not every band has them. I get they might be a bit expensive to make, so especially for younger bands, like that's not going to be your first thing that you're going to build out from like a merch standpoint. But I would say for established bands, for sure, some sort of patch is like a good thing to have. Like a $5, $10, $15 patch. Like, yeah, of course.
Yeah. When you were saying like coffee mugs, I was like, that's not really something you see. Metallica has them, and like a couple other bands I've seen them, but like coffee mugs would be interesting. But I mean, you wouldn't want glass ones at a show, so, or even metal ones, because then somebody might have something, and I don't know, like
You could always sell them online though. At
vibe.
Your main merch store online.
Sorry, I thought we were talking about at merch stands.
It could be anywhere, I guess, honestly.
Okay.
But I was thinking stands, but that you brought that up, like, of course, more mugs would be cool. Not many people have mugs.
Yeah. Like we have a couple, I think, mugs. But the other thing that I've seen a lot online is like dog stuff, which I personally would not want to see. But there is a demographic of people who love their dogs, but like collars, leashes.
Lorna Shore had some, but they also had cat toys, catnip toys.
Yeah.
They're the only people I've seen that have had cat toys.
Yeah.
So cool that you have dog shit, but we don't have dogs. We're cat people.
Yeah.
So let's have some cat shit.
Yeah.
Since we're doing Christmas in July, Christmas ornaments. Not every band does a Christmas ornament.
We're trying to collect them so that we can put them on our little tree. So.
Maybe next year for our Christmas in July, we'll do a conversation about our Christmas tree. And we can record that this winter when we have our Christmas tree out.
Yeah, because as you can see, it's not behind us because it's in our garage storage.
Normally it
cage
is
thing.
behind us when we do Christmas episodes, but not right now.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. So, but yeah, like Christmas ornaments is something that we want to collect, but a lot of bands don't have them.
Some bands do even wrapping paper, which is kind of
really?
weird.
I haven't seen that.
I think Rammstein had wrapping paper
Oh,
one
they
year.
did, yeah.
And I think it might have been free if you spent over X dollars. Also, Christmas sweaters.
Oh, Christmas
I
sweaters,
love
yeah.
Christmas sweaters. Not every band does it. Metallica does one every year. I'm wearing this last year's one, the Load album, which is very pink and not as red as I had anticipated it being.
Yeah.
Also, it's very small on me, so I might not be wearing this one too much. I'm assuming this year will be Reload. So.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Other things for merch, I guess. There's a lot out there. The pretty standard T-shirt is like always going to be a thing.
Like I don't necessarily say like tour shirts have to be something, because obviously smaller bands, they might be only doing a few dates, and like printing all those shirts wouldn't be feasible or like cost effective. But definitely the tour shirts and stuff like that are what we gravitate towards. I know a lot of people like the jackets that bands sell, except for they've gotten so expensive now. And in my mind, I don't know, maybe I'd wear a jacket. I wear a lot of sweaters. Yeah. But I'm like, would I really wear like a, Lorna Shore jacket?
Yes, yeah.
Around, like out in the city and stuff? I don't think so.
I would for a hoodie, but maybe not like a jacket. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Some bands do like shorts and stuff like that. Like that's not a thing that I care for. Yeah. Posters is common.
Posters I would like to see more of. I love posters, especially for like larger bands doing tours and whatnot. I think it ebbs and flows back and forth if they do a poster or not. But I definitely like the posters that are either unique to the city they're playing or the venue they're playing, which again, very hard to do. You can't do a large number of those. Are you going to sell them? Blah, blah, blah. But at least tour posters of the entire tour, that's a little more feasible in my mind. Again, I don't know the mathematics or the economy behind it or whatnot. So, yeah.
Something I don't like to see, and bands do this, and this is just me personally, is like the guitar heads or guitar heads.
Drum heads.
Oh my god, the drum heads, the drumsticks.
You don't like that?
No.
I actually like that a lot.
Okay.
I think it's better to like if they throw it in the crowd and get it.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I feel like that's a better experience than like, oh yeah, I have $250. I'll buy that. Like, it's kind of like an elitist thing where like if you just randomly throw the sticks out or like the drum heads out, that sort of thing, then it's more of a special thing.
Yeah, I guess. I can see people framing like the drum heads, and like we have our concert posters framed, so if it's your favorite band, I could see myself buying a drum head for sure. I think.
Okay, Mr. Elitist, who has money to buy a drum head.
Well, I don't, but here. All right, going down those paths. This will probably be the last one. We've rambled on way too much, and it's getting hot. So
I am hot.
Around that lines, I really like when the bands sell their stage gear, their guitars or something. I think we first saw it with Disturbed. Lamb of God, I think, does it for every show they play as well. But it's like, I can't remember what Lamb of God show sold it for. 6-7 years ago when we first saw it with Disturbed, it was like $800. And you got the bass or you got the guitar for $800, and you got to meet the band and get it signed and whatnot if you wanted. That's really not that bad. $800 for that particular guitar. Lamb of God, I think, is like $1,200 or something.
Maybe.
So like, again, you get to meet the band member, you get to
Yeah.
get the stage played guitar or whatnot. Really cool. And again, those guitars themselves are probably $800 to $1,000 alone. So like, not that bad. If you're looking to get a guitar to play and learn, that's not a bad way to get it. Art though was selling like a snare drum, and like I think everybody sold their shit except for Art on the boat last year or something like that. Or maybe he sold it, but for like the longest time you could still get it or something. I can't remember. But it's like, what are you gonna do with just one snare drum just sitting in your house? I guess if you're building a drum kit and you want Art snare drum, that's kind of cool. So I take that back. That is kind of cool. Yeah, like I said, wrapping it up. This was a bit rambly. Again, that's what this show was intended, or this podcast, or this little thing was intended to stop us from doing. But here we are. Christmas in July is over. We're going to take these off and fucking cool off because it's fucking hot as shit. There it is.
Bye.